Project Blue, a remix of F-Zero by Overshield. Folks, you know what that song means. It's been a couple months, so I had to make sure I used the right intro phrasing.
Yeah, I was bracing myself for Rotaka and just obviously did not happen.
Right, no.
Whew, yeah, it's been since March. Yeah,
It has been
I can
since
do math
March.
in my head.
Yeah, that's how math works. Usually, sometimes. Well, welcome everybody. It's insert credits round 121 to our mod donut. I'm guessing there's a story behind that one because I didn't make this one. I didn't make this name.
No, you didn't. It happened to be question marks when I went to edit the show notes earlier today, and I was like, well, firstly, my name is Tormod,
right?
Not 2 Hour Mod, and visual voicemail. So, yeah, it turned my legal name into 2 Hour Mod Donut.
I see.
So, whatever a mod donut is, I probably want it.
I mean, yeah, donut sounds good. I like donuts.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if you consider the sword icon on Twitch being like slightly shiny looking, I have a slightly better than normal donut. I'd be okay with that. Custard filled would be great.
Custard filled, huh? See, I never got into like the filled donuts. It always was like just either the filling was real bad or it was dry and flaky or it was just way too sweet or something. But hey, all right, donuts for all
custard.
kinds.
Yeah.
I was always partial to the long johns, not the filled long johns. Just like the normal icing on top, the light fluffy cake donut textures. Like,
yeah. My childhood donut was that, but with vanilla custard on the inside and refrigerated. It was just this it was a combination and it stuck with me, and it's really hard to find these days, but apparently Quick Trip near us occasionally makes them, which is a thing. So anyway, mod donuts, whatever those are, like, it's not mod pizza, but it could be mod donuts. Someone can take that
and get over to your mod donut. So,
Yeah, that's true.
Well, welcome everybody. I'm MrBond.
And I'm Tormod, not 2 Hour Mod.
Not 2 Hour Mod. Unfortunate. And welcome to Insert Credits. This is a monthly podcast we do about video games that we typically divide into 3 sections. First, we start off with what's going on around the world, what's been some recent news, legal happenings, releases, fun stuff, things of that nature. Then we take a break and play some tunes, listen to some real good remixes. And then the second segment, we talk about what we've been playing since last time. Since this is now a 2-month gap, we'll have plenty tonight, I'm sure. And then we listen to some more tunes just to chill out a little bit. And then final segment, we do some design. Ad hoc, live on the show, given some random factors. We pick off this really cool website. Is it still Let's Make a Game.net? Good lord, my memory is just so garbage after 2 months. But yeah, so we pick out some factors, or rather it picks out some factors for us, and then we try to make a game around all that. To varying degrees of success. I don't think we've had a real bad one for a long time.
We definitely had to come up with a game that revolved around the theme of patriotism once.
Yeah, we've had
spoilers. We're not feeling particularly patriotic in the last a while.
Yeah. We've had some that were worse than others, but we've never not done a set that we've adhered to, very strong principles on. So that's fun at the end of the show there. So please stick around for that. First off, though, some housekeeping. We'd like to go out a few shows just to schedule them out. Since we did skip April's for other circumstances. This is round 121, which was supposed to be in June, but now that's round 122. Looks like we've got the 14th of June. If that still works, we can go with that.
Seems good.
And that means we need to do July and August then.
Yep.
July looks like either 12th or 19th is roughly the centers there.
Yeah, let's err on the early side for that. Let's
all right, the 12th seems good. That's round 123 if my math checks out.
Should be.
And then August for round 124. I can already say that 9th will not work for me. So we're looking at 16th.
Yep.
That should be fine there for round 124. My goodness.
Oh yeah.
How time flies. We're nearly a quarter of the way through the next hundo.
That should work, actually.
Okay. Do
I
we
don't
need
think we're
to
leaving
push
the
it another
country
week?
until the 21st. So
Okay. Very good.
yeah,
Very good.
we
then.
should be good.
All right. That puts us at 3 months out. That's about as much as we care to do because time is an illusion, flat circle, etc. No need to try to push it that much. Any other housekeeping we need to deal with? I don't think so.
Hope not.
Oh yeah, I hope not as well. So that means that gets us to around the world. Some news. A lot of this news that I've got was originally slated for last month, but it's still relevant. It's still gaming related, so we'll just go with it. Some kind of interesting and good news. In fact, we'll start off with this. So Super Mario Maker, the very original one, the one originally released for Wii U. Unfortunately, Nintendo shut down the player-submitted courses for it sometime in March 2021. But it was around about that same time when they did that, then a bunch of folks in the community got together and said, hey, why don't we do something real silly and try to clear every player-submitted course? And when it first started out, people were like, nah, man, that's wild. You can't do that. That's ridiculous. But then as time went on, more people started signing on, and people got into it a little bit more, and suddenly it became not so much of a distant goal. So they were really working at it, and they got down to the very last one, the very last player-submitted course that was widely considered impossible, entitled, let's see, what was this? Trimming the Herbs. Very Piranha Plant-focused level. And as it turns out, that level is, for all intents and purposes, impossible because the creator, who actually stepped forward and cleared the air around this after a lot of time and people trying to complete it, used some still rather unknown Wii U task strategies to clear the level the first time. The creator needs to clear the level in order to submit it. So eventually, the folks behind this initiative to clear every level just kind of went, okay, now we're not going to count that one because clearly it's not going to be typically completable. And some of them were really tough, but they always managed to do it. So they they trimmed off, trimming the herbs. So they managed to succeed in clearing every player submitted level for Super Mario Maker. And just in time, too, because the servers for OG Super Mario Maker were turned off permanently on April 8th of this year. So they made it in, they completed their goal. Maybe a little bit of a bittersweet thing since they didn't really clear trimming the herbs, but it wasn't really humanly possible anyways. So mission accomplished, goal completed. Way to go, everybody. See, that's the power of human spirit and human will, that you take a really silly sounding goal and you know what? They did it. So,
that sounds like an anime.
Probably. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. But congratulations, everybody. Congratulations, you did it. So we mentioned, obviously not last month, but the month before, about the whole Yuzu versus Suyu versus Nintendo type thing. So Suyu, just a quick recap on this. Yuzu is a very popular Nintendo Switch emulator. A little bit too popular, and they were playing a little bit fast and loose with certain things, so Nintendo caught wind of them and effectively sued them out of existence. They agreed to a multi-million-dollar settlement to pay Nintendo and agreed to take down all the code and whatever. So then the Suyu project kind of grew out of that initiative. They didn't get very far before they were then DMCA'd off of GitHub. Fortunately, at least to my knowledge, that project still exists on their own internal GitLab, which is still just source code hosting and whatever. So that's been still going steady. Since that all kind of shook out, rough estimate of 8,000 plus other repositories on GitHub have been DMCA'd into the void by Nintendo for being based on Yuzu and or Suyu. So that really hasn't changed a whole bunch. Very interesting things always around the legal state of emulators, since they live in a very gray area as far as what's appropriate for circumvention and what's appropriate for fair use and preservation and historical stuff and all of that. And we at stateside across the pond here really wish that Congress would make a permanent exception for all that stuff, but as it turns out, you need to make fair use exemption arguments every 3 years. to the Library of Congress. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. Unfortunately. So yeah, it's a constant struggle and a constant battle. But you know, go all you folks who are doing the Suyu and all that stuff. Please continue.
Yeah, I'm looking at their self-hosted repo, and it doesn't look like it's been touched in a month. But
Unfortunate, but that's fine. It's still there. That's
it
the important
is.
bit.
Yeah, all the code is there. It tells people how to check out nightlies and things like that, even though there was definitely not a nightly recently, but that's fine.
Nightly being stretched a little bit there, but whatever.
GPL3 for their licensing. Yeah, there's all sorts of things out there yet. So yeah, good times. C++, not surprising.
Yeah, well.
And some Kotlin apparently, Mike. Huh.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Rust.
Yet. I'm sure some intrepid individual or group of individuals will probably fix that.
Speaking of Rust, real quick. I don't know if this was some sort of fever dream or whatnot, but I swear I heard that Microsoft is porting .NET to Rust away from C++.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I guess that's not terribly surprising, I guess, but I haven't heard a similar thing, but doesn't mean it hasn't happened or been announced or rumored or whatever. So if you hear any more about that, let me know, because that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
Very good.
I swear I saw this somewhere. I just yeah. Anyhow.
Okay. All right, good news, bad news on this next set of items here. So Larian Studios, the developers of the highly acclaimed Baldur's Gate 3, have officially come out and said that there will be no expansions released for it. They consider it a complete project, complete story, complete narrative. There's no sense in adding on to it. So that project, that game is essentially done. Not done as in unplayable or anything like that, but done as in they're not going to string anybody along for extra stuff, and they really don't feel like trying to shoehorn more stuff into it. So honestly, kudos to them for deciding that, the end is the end. This is enough for this particular story, this particular narrative. Everybody enjoy the product, the game, and that's it. Like, you're not going to miss out on anything later. I like that. That's a great approach to take, I think. There's way too many titles and series and universes and whatever have you there that just keep stringing along and adding sometimes stuff of questionable quality, or not really relevant crossovers and cash grabs and microtransactions and blah 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 blah. So this is kind of a refreshing thing to see, a major game being like, no, it's good as is. That's it. We're done. So excellent. Like to see that.
Yeah. Getting rid of the scope creep and the please pay us more from the get-go was a lovely move, honestly.
And I think before they had kind of officially put the kibosh on it, they were working on some sort of expansion, but it just wasn't shaping up. It wasn't making sense. They couldn't fit it in there nicely. It didn't really blend well with what they had there already. So it's just like, nah. Instead of trying to sully the rest of this, you know what? Well, we're done. And great. Good like creative decision to make. Just let it be. Let it be its own thing there. So nice job, Larian Studios. All right, the bad news bit. Not directly related, but Embracer Group. Fuck Embracer. After previously acquiring Gearbox, the well-known makers of the Borderlands series, in early 2021, they've sold off the studio to Take-Two Interactive for $460 million. Oh,
which didn't Take-Two just sell like 2 things of their own? And
I don't know. It's really hard to keep track of all of that stuff that's going down. But yeah, so early 2021 to early 2024, less than 3 years roughly. So what was the point? Oh man, I just embrace. Oh god, embrace. What a fucking dystopic name. I hate it. So one more time though, Embracer Group, fuck you. More good news though to bookend this. Latest Crypt of the Necrodancer content release, which originally Crypt of the Necrodancer was first released in April of 2015. Their latest content release and update features a crossover with Hatsune Miku.
Damn it, Renby.
Which is funny as hell, and apparently it's very, very good, which I do not doubt because all of their expansions and stuff have been fantastic. And Hatsune Miku being all the the music and the media and stuff like that. Okay, that makes sense. All right, like I'm not gonna rag on him for that.
I'm just imagining. Now picture this. You've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Walking around the convention floor at PAX, being carried around by Danny Baranowski in Miku gear.
Cosplaying as that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like, I don't know what I would do other than just go airplane mode and be carried around by much larger Hatsune Miku.
At the time, I think he would probably be a person who would do that. I think he would cosplay Miku. He would be the type of person to do that, which is fine, which is great. Man, love Danny B.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Hatsune Miku as a playable character, of course, new songs, new areas to explore, new items, new mechanics specific to Miku herself there.
Mm-hmm.
Critical acclaim. Just like, universally loved this new content update, which actually reminds me I should put Necrodancer back on my to playlist because I want to revisit again.
Nice.
I haven't played the new update prior to that. I forget what it's called, but now I've got 2 updates to catch up on.
Hey.
Which I love the game. I'm not super good at it, but I love it. It's a great concept and kind of a great execution of it. So whatever. All right, and one more big bit here, very recent, in fact. So Helldivers 2 came out. Sony published this sequel. It's kind of almost a breakout smash hit. Helldivers 1 was pretty well received.
Yep.
It was well known. It was very popular on, obviously, PlayStation console. It got a PC release. Very, well known. Not necessarily super popular, but people who played it very much enjoyed it. Large community around, blah, 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 blah. So Helldivers 2 comes out. Sony's not well known for PC releases, but they released this on PC, smash hit. Everybody loves it. Everybody's getting into it. Critical acclaim all over the place. It was, by all means, an excellent game. And then Sony trips over their own genitalia and really fucks it up. So a little bit of backstory to this. When you buy Helldivers 2 on Steam, on PC, there's a little tiny box that says, oh yeah, a third-party account is required. You require a PSN account to log in and whatever. This was never enforced from the day of release about 3-ish months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Never enforced. It was that little tiny box on the Steam store page on it. Wasn't present in the checkout flow, whatever. But you could just blow past it. They never required it. About a week ago, maybe a little bit more, depending on when I wrote this down, Sony suddenly announces, hey, we're going to enforce this PSN account requirement. You need a PSN account to play Helldivers 2.
Oh.
Whoops. That's not going to go over too well, considering they have sold Helldivers 2 in many a region where PSN is not available.
Uh-huh.
And many people in those regions have bought Helldivers 2 and are playing it and are liking it. So, and that I think that number comes out to about 140 countries or so.
Oh.
So yeah, not a small part of the world.
Yeah, not insignificant at all.
No. So they announced that was coming up, that if you had already bought the game and played it and whatever, you had until May something or other, early May, to create the account and link it or whatever. But people who bought it new would have to do it immediately. So this yielded some very strong, very universal, very coordinated backlash. As the Steam reviews for Helldivers 2 went from overwhelmingly positive to mixed to somewhat negative in a few short days. So, first to stand up and take notice of this were the actual developers. Sony was just the publisher, by the way. They were not the developers of this. But Arrowhead Game Studios were like, oh shit, that's not good. And they actually accepted a little bit of responsibility for it because they knew 6 months prior to release that the PSN account linking was going to be required. However, it was Sony's decision not to have it required from day one, despite having it being listed on the page,
I see.
on the store page. So, and then also Sony's decision to instate the hard requirement for the account thing. So I feel a little bit for Arrowhead Game Studios being like caught in the middle. Like, this wasn't their decision. Sony, as the publisher, had the control over this. Blah 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 blah. So now Sony, in a matter of a few days since this first announcement that it was going to be required, has backtracked pretty hard, saying, "Oh, oops, no, sorry, no, just kidding. Next update will not turn on this enforced account or whatever." They stopped short of saying that it was never going to be a thing, of course. So everybody keep an eye on it. Make sure they're not going to try to pull this shit again.
I checked on it today. Haven't seen any updates.
Okay. All right. Good. Of course, it doesn't preclude them from trying it again. Yep. Nothing really would, honestly, with the state of things. But congratulations, everybody. You know, being angry about this stuff works sometimes. Like, make your opinion heard about all of this in a coordinated fashion, especially. And now, normally, I would not be one to condone review bombing, but this is a legit use for it. Mm-hmm. Being like, hey, Sony, no rug pull, please. You cannot do this.
Yeah, not after the fact.
No. And aside from the review bombing, there was a significant number of refunds being issued. Valve wisely decided not to push back on that, because typically their policy is, I think, either within 2 weeks or 2 hours of gameplay, where you can get a refund, more or less, no questions asked. And clearly a lot of these people have put several hours into this game, and it's been several weeks since it's been released. So Valve not weighing in and deciding that, hey, we're going to be Sony's enforcers here, and no, you don't get a refund. So that probably had some weight to it. Suddenly a bunch of money going out the door.
Yeah. Good that they had that vehicle to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on top of the general sentiment towards Sony being now very poor again. Something that really stuck out in my mind, and I'm sure a lot of other people's minds too, was that Sony's reasoning for requiring a PSN account is for security. Yep. Appropriate response. Sony and security are not necessarily synonymous. And I think the other reason they cited was like anti-cheat or anti-spam or blah 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 whatever, which could be loosely and not so loosely interpreted as we want to defend microtransactions and bullshit or whatever. So appropriate community response was to say, no, we ain't standing for that, and they backtrack. So good. All's well that ends well, I guess, but please stay vigilant.
I was gonna say, keep up the good fight.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Plenty of Helldivers memes abound for that sort of thing. Because, you know, Helldivers as a whole, like, the genre is like, it's generally speaking an online multiplayer game. You can play it solo, but whatever, you're all contributing towards one shared common goal. Mm-hmm. It's got some very, very funny, over-the-top thematic overtones, shall we say. But it was very funny. Like, I just started playing Helldivers 1 again with the intent of playing Helldivers 2, which all this shenanigans made me go, maybe I'll wait a bit. But I did enjoy seeing a bunch of the memes saying, yeah, we did it. Way to go, everybody. Yeah, everybody's standing together against whatever. It's just like, that's some wholesome gamer shit right there. I like it. Okay, that's all I got for Around the World. What else we talking about here?
You ready for some depression?
No, but that's not going to stop us from talking about it.
All right. Well, I'll just start from the top. It goes kind of all over the place. Right. So, you loved God Blops. Now you can get the next Call of Duty.
Oh, no.
On Game Pass, allegedly. But that involves Microsoft adjusting their tiers and their pricing and their whatever. So... because Microsoft is really good at managing things, especially when they involve money. Sure. Yeah. So Activision, they want to have a new AAA narrative-based franchise and have decided to open a new studio called Elsewhere Entertainment to make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So, in the midst of all of the everything that they're doing and not doing, and fuck Bobby Kotick anyway.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So, meanwhile, back at the ranch, Square Enix has confirmed that the United States and Europe are being restructured and are laying off fuck tons of people. And Microsoft is closed. Redfall developer Arcane Austin and Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks and more. Because they don't have the resources to maintain them all.
All those were well received,
excellent games.
Excellent games. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
What?
Everybody is treating workers like
oh my God.
market shorts.
I really hate this. I really hate it.
This is hyper capitalism. Let's not glaze over that donut pun as much as possible. So, yeah, yeah.
Damn it.
Yep. So let's roll the dice and spin the wheel and see who's next for what reason. It could be a legitimately amazing game. Just, 6 months after release. Oh, okay, bye. Get fucked.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of users not getting fucked, this is anti-fucked.
All right, good.
I had to leave on a good note. So, Valve. Dog bless Valve. Valve's Proton 9.0 update has made many old and new games now compatible with Linux in excellent ways. Such games as The Finals, Command & Conquer, Red Alert 2. Yeah, I love it. Anyway, Tiberian Sun, everybody's favorite game, Sonic Colors Ultimate. And many, many others, including some older titles that struggled on PCs when the core count got higher than 1. Such as Far Cry 2 and 4, Prototype, and more. So, yeah, fairly large and significant update. Of course, when you load your Steam library, you'll see some more titles now because they just kind of show up if you're a Linux user. Like, hey, by the way, you can install this now. So, yeah, good times, good times. Had by actually many. Lots of Linux users these days. The Steam hardware survey for Linux going up. Big fan. I have not been able to jump ship yet because of exactly all of the shit that I do, but someday. Yeah, that's all I got for news. I don't want to think about more closures. Can we go to more music?
We can. In fact, we can go to the first music. Well, not the first music, I guess. We had the opener. So yeah, more music is correct.
All right. The first block of tunes. All right. So my block of music tonight begins with Ancient Dragons by Gaspode from The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, going into... Okay. So... I did put these songs together in my head in the past. I've also been burned out as fuck, and I have not been making fun mashups of things. So it was very pleasing to see my eyebrow raise at reading Vols de Scholastica earlier today, being like, I know the track in FF15 is called Vols de Fantastica.
Okay.
And the game was marked as Octopath Traveler, not Final Fantasy 15 for the remix. So I got very excited very quickly. So the second track is Vols de Scholastica by Warp Whistle's Music and Endless Repeat from, I'm going to say both games, Octopath Traveler and Final Fantasy 15. And then we're going to end with The Parallax Effect by Emunator Hemophiliac. God damn it, I always mix those two words up. And Pixels and Paradiddles from Final Fantasy VI.
Okay, well, we've had 2 months.
Yep.
2 months, and hopefully we've played something, a little something, something in between then and now. At least one, right?
I played one
Hooray!
that I remember.
That's greater than 0.
yeah. I did play Minecraft Dungeons for a fair bit. Actually, well, okay. I also played Minecraft.
Okay, good.
So I kind of forgot about this. I spun up a Bedrock server, and that was not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. It's weird. Like maybe I'm not looking in the right place when I go to the Minecraft website, but like they're really quick to show you how to make a Java server.
Okay.
I I did not find a way to browse to the Bedrock server download page without actually going through a search engine and clicking a link.
How interesting, because I thought they were kind of pushing the Bedrock stuff over the Java stuff, at least for a Windows
I,
side of things.
yeah, that's my understanding too, and I figured that like God, I hate Java like
Yeah,
as a
that's
concept.
fair. That's
Um,
fair.
okay, let me clarify that statement. I think it is really awesome, neat, and cool to be able to have a single code base be able to function on a variety of devices across different architectures.
Sure.
That's really cool. The mismanagement of the Java runtime environment on desktop is grotesque, and I will not support it. Anyhow, Minecraft, originally written in Java, required the server version of JRE to run. It was remarkably resource intensive. And
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to try to run this on a virtual server. And the silly person that I am, thinking of, haha, resource intensive, why not run it on Windows? I decided that I was going to run it on a Windows server, at least for now. I just did not have the spoons at the time to spin up another Ubuntu server instance and be like, yeah, here's your Docker container, go nuts.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um,
That's fair.
so far it's been really entertaining. I, I don't know. I don't know the deep lore behind how Minecraft World Gen has changed over the years. I know that this world that okay, I take that back. There were 2 worlds that I've generated so far. The first world was me fucking around and finding out.
Finding out. Okay, good.
So I learned what happens when you spawn 76 Ender Dragons in the overworld.
Oh.
They try to fly to point 000 and destroy every block in their way, and then fly below the bedrock and then come back up, and they don't actually hurt you, which is weird because they're not supposed to be there. But so that happened over a large, deep body of water. And suddenly water blocks didn't behave like water blocks anymore, and it honestly made me sick. Like everything was so far flung and fucked up that like I just purged the world after fucking around for a while. Like I ended up teleporting myself to like 00 negative 30 million or something like that because you can apparently do that. It's called the Farlands.
Right.
And that was a time. I decided not to do that. So I spun up world number 2. And then I accidentally
he says,
/ kill at E, which kills everything in the entire world.
I see.
Every entity dies.
Okay.
And that was not what I intended. And I got very sad. So I learned how to find the seed number, which was remarkably challenging, by the way.
Really?
Unless you're actually on the client itself. It's not like it's not something you would see in the header for the world. It's I shrug. So eventually I just relented and installed the client and got into the world and opened the menu and went to the world settings, and there it was, and I copied it out, edited the configuration file for the server so that it would just like use that world seed for every world it generated.
I see.
Because that's the thing. And then I deleted all the worlds. I made a new one. It still spawned me underwater drowning.
Great.
Yeah,
Thanks, Bedrock.
yeah, no, really. Like it was one block below air, but it apparently calculated that incorrectly with its like 10 block radius of where you can spawn in, but I digress. It's just a strange world. The spawn is pretty quickly within a handful of villages.
Oh, free
A
stuff.
handful of different biomes. Random dirt blocks in the air.
Okay.
As it do.
As it do sometimes. Yeah.
Just a bunch of really cool stuff. Like there was a bunch of coral underwater, so everything is lit up at night. Abandoned mine shafts that are literally carved out of the side of canyons, so you can just like go there. Yeah, honestly, it's just been a really interesting landscape. Like not having really been in Minecraft for a while, like there's like fissures and chasms and random shit everywhere now that was just not a thing when I played in the early 2010s.
Significantly denser than it was when we used to play a long time ago.
Yeah, like they do a lot more with Z height now.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just be like, okay, well, this is your column of cobble until bedrock. Have fun. You might get some diamonds, maybe.
Yeah. Plus, they doubled that recently-ish too. It used to be 0 to 128 or negative 64 to 64, and now it's double height.
It's very tall. Yeah. So a friend of ours, Pilot, who will be visiting again this weekend, was able to farm a significant quantity of bamboo and made a significant quantity of scaffolding, and decided to make scaffolding to the top of the world. And it went up like 300 plus blocks. Like, what the fuck? And honestly, it looks pretty good because you can see all of those villages I was talking about at night. You can see all of the coral lit up. It's kind of funny because he has a spyglass and like random entities will just kind of like spawn in and spawn out because it's just so far away.
Right. Yeah.
Honestly, no, it's been pretty entertaining so far. So I have not grossly abused my mod powers much. Although I can say, as a recent addition, allows you to stop music playback. So we've noticed that it will play the same song, sometimes repeatedly, sometimes more than 2 times in a row.
Huh.
Which is strange, because there's quite a few tracks in the game these days.
Yeah.
So I figured out how to, and this is kind of funny too, I figured out how to make a player hear music that you would ordinarily need a disc for. But it behaves much like where they were when you sent the command is where the disc player is. So it still does the weird panning.
Music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of fun. So I was having fun playing Cat, which is a surprisingly kind of a bop, honestly. Remby introduced me to that one, and I was kind of surprised at how good it was. But no, I mean, I've been having a lot of fun just like learning what all of the commands do and how to make them work. I think I have some sort of cursed bullshit now where like I can run commands for the worlds that aren't loaded, i.e. the Nether and the End.
Okay.
And chain commands that would ordinarily only work inside of the overworld into those realms and actually get people to be there. Because apparently that's kind of a like this weird chain of what needs to happen when for dependencies and shit. It's kind of neat. So that's been fun. Dungeons was very much just I want to turn brain off, go burr, and hit things with my expanding staff. Growing staff, sorry.
I see. Your growing staff.
Yeah. Which I honestly still think is like the most fun weapon I've used in the entire game. It's basically just a bow staff, except it grows. And it is very fast. And it's fun. So I'd like to play that game some more. May happen this weekend. I've been talking about it for a while. I've been trying to like get people to be interested so that I can play the game with more than just myself. Because, like, yeah, I mean, I can go through the maps by myself. There's only so many times I can go through Creeper Woods and see all of the weird variants and find a way out of bounds. And anyway, Yeah, I fuck around, as we have discussed. So I'd like to play more Minecraft-related things. But that's been largely what I've been focusing on beyond the I've decided that I'm done with PowerShell for a while and I'm gonna learn C sharp, and I have just been like hardcore going at it for
Mhm.
about 6 weeks now, and that's been really paying off actually.
Mm.
I sit here with my IDE open and breakpoint set. So yeah.
Come on, we're
Not
doing a
coding during the
show.
show. It's in the background, but still it's there waiting for me.
Oh man.
No, I've been quite enjoying that. That's been one large fucked up puzzle after another, which has been great fun. So,
Yeah. That
in a way,
sounds
that's
about
been
right.
kind of a game in itself, kinda. I keep finding new and creative ways to invoke things I shouldn't. So,
Yeah, you learn stuff and then you be dangerous and then you still the same amount of dangerous but a little bit wiser and
uh-huh. Yep, there's been a lot of that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it has been a time, but it's not a real game. You've been playing a lot of actual games.
I have. In fact, a couple times I've even booted up Minecraft myself.
Oh,
Like I'll boot it up. I'll be like, oh shit, I haven't played for 2 or 3 updates or whatever. I'll
sure.
start a new world. I'll play it for a couple nights or whatever, and then I'll set it aside for maybe 2 or 3 days, and then I'll forget absolutely what I was doing or where I was or what I was about to do, and I'll be like, let me just start a new world and try again. Do the same thing. It just cycles over and over. Okay, start a new world.
Yep.
Build your first basic bitch house and get stocked up and go off in the wilderness and set it aside for a couple days. Oh fuck, I forgot what I was doing. Start a new world and et cetera, et cetera.
And it repeats.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So I've probably got like 2 or 3 active quote unquote active worlds.
Uh-huh.
That I haven't gone back to, but hey, whatever. That happens. Other things though that I've been playing on stream. At the end of last show, which was now back in March, I was finishing up on Warsphere, which I have actually finished up now. It's a very competent twin stick, shooty bit game. Very fun. Recommend it. It was a good time. Then I picked up after that Picayune Dreams, which is a twin stick and also kind of a survivor's like,
Huh.
but also very otherworldly / psychedelic / fever dream, as the name might imply. Interesting narrative behind it. Cool, good music, good breakbeat stuff, and all that. There's actually an expansion, or a content update, or whatever you want to call it, coming out for that very soon, which I'm going to be interested in getting back into. So very good. That occupied me for a good couple and change weeks there. EI was actually the one that recommended it to me, so that was top-notch recommendation. Knows a shit.
Oh yeah.
After that, I picked up Minishoot Prime Adventures. This is a Zelda-like shmup, which is a very interesting set of adjectives to string together.
So this is not Link's crossbow training the shmup.
It is not. No.
Oh, okay.
No. You are actually like the typical shmup ship, like you think your Vic Viper or your whatever,
Sure.
your Gradius ship or whatever. You're going on an adventure, like an RPG adventure, like a top-down, very Zelda-like adventure, and it's very cute, just charming as hell. Good sound design, good, very friendly, approachable graphics. The narrative wasn't bad either, and the game itself played very well, very smooth, very responsive, tight controls. Excellent stuff. So, in fact, I think you might even like it.
It sounds pretty okay.
It is very good.
Me looking at the show notes to copy the name out.
Yeah, go for it. And that apostrophe at the end of Minishoot is not a mistake. That's actually in the name, which is why I call it Minishoot Prime. I figured it was like mathematical symbol Minishoot Prime.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it is very cool. I'm very interested to see if the same folks behind that would do like a sequel or a spiritual successor to it or something, because honestly I really liked it. I would love to see more in that same vein.
Wow. It's a 10 out of 10 on Steam presently. Damn. Oh, that looks neat.
Well earned, and it's very adorable. It's just like, oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, this is
and it's not terribly demanding on shmup skills either. There are a couple selectable difficulties and whatever, but even like the the one it tops out at, it's not gonna demand super hard stuff from you.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I
even,
just stuck that in chat because it looks kind of
yeah,
up people's alley. So.
it's super good. It was super fun play. After that, then I started on Outer Wilds, which you had recommended to me.
Yep.
And it's still going. It's still going. It's a very fun adventure, very fun. Explore things, learn a little bit more, explore a bit more, blah blah blah. Die in a few embarrassing ways. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm not 100% sure what the end game is. I still have a few open lines that I need to investigate a little bit more. The previous session, in fact, this past Wednesday was probably one of the most productive I've had. Is learn a few things about things jumping around and sticking with them and being like all that sort of thing. It's like, okay, well, I remember this section over here and this section over here. And I really like its method of tracking stuff that you still need to investigate in game. God, what a lifesaver. Like, please, games that do this sort of thing, please include an in-game way to track this stuff, because one, I know I should write stuff down myself. I've done it for other games, but I'm a lazy sumbitch, so I don't always do it. Yes, that is the poster child for that. I still have the spreadsheet I put together for that one.
Nice.
But I love it when they do an in-game thing. It's easy to access. It's very clear on what's connected to what, and blah, blah, blah. You need to do this. There's still something over here.
I was going to say, there's more to see here.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That is so good. Like, please, more games do that. And it doesn't even have to be a game that's like a collectathon, where that's almost 100% required for a game like that you know that there's still something in this gigantic-ass area. But even something more narratively driven, like Outer Wilds, or something a little bit more adventure like that. It's like, yeah, the areas aren't that huge, but like I want to know if there's nothing else interesting here. I want to know if I can move on to this other area over here, so I'm not missing anything. And it does a good job of that so far. There are a couple areas that are marked with more stuff to explore, and I'm like, I thought I cleared that. Like, I'm pretty sure I was thorough over there, but I'm an idiot, so I don't know any better. And whatever. So, yeah. So, really enjoying that. Still got some stuff to do.
Still flinging yourself into the sun.
I've stopped doing that.
Intentionally or unintentionally?
Both.
Okay, fine.
I have learned to, in fact, get a clear view on the thing I'm autopiloting towards before turning on the autopilot.
That is an important skill.
It really is.
Yeah.
It very much is.
Yeah.
Honestly, the outer space physics are still funny to me, because it's like, it's not inaccurate, but you come in hot a lot of times if you're not careful.
Yeah. Gravity be like.
It really do be like, and oops, I should have started fucking braking 2 minutes ago.
I'm gonna change my trajectory and slingshot back around and try again.
Yep, and oops, I damaged my reactor. Maybe I can. Nope, I can't. Oops. Well, that's all right. I'll try again next time. Yeah. So that's
time to take a nap.
Been fun. That's been fun. So more of that to come in the next few weeks.
Excellent.
SBC side of things, our shmup for month of April was 19XX. Very much in like the 1940 series, standard stuff. Pretty good, like pretty solid entry in that series. I don't really have much to complain about it. And then next, our SBC entry for month of May has been R-Type Leo.
Okay.
Which R-Type, there's way more games in that series than I remember ever seeing and hearing about. Historically and infamously known for being kind of rude, R-Type in general. This one, pretty tame in the grand scheme of R-Types, in the grand continuum of R-Types here. But it's pretty fun, A few folks have already all cleared it. I am not one of them because I'm an idiot. But it's been a fun jaunt for a month of May. Our quarterly for April through June has been Radiant Silvergun. That's had quite a few ports of it, actually. It originated, I believe, in arcade. It got a Saturn port, and also, I think, a PC port at some point. all of which are similar enough that we've kind of just made the decision to be like, yeah, play whatever you got access to. And
It's on Switch too.
And is it on Switch? Really?
Mhm.
That does make sense.
And Xbox 360.
I always forget if it's the successor or the prequel spiritually to Ikaruga, because it's got the same sort of enemy color chain score mechanics.
Okay.
Where you just destroy all the enemies of a certain color in sequence, and the score gets higher and higher and higher.
Sure.
I don't remember if it's the successor or the prequel. Probably the prequel.
Okay.
No matter. That's going through end of June for SBC, so we got some time with that one yet. Long plays. I was still progressing with the Salt Android Cactus, is doing some more D-Rusts and setting PBs and all the androids I'd never play. So, of course, Lemon, of course, Shiitake, and a Coral. A Coral slipped in there too somehow.
Ooh.
Man.
Spiny.
I hate it. I hate that. And the ones I really try to work on in PB, and I can't do it. But
not play again for like another 4 years.
I mean, honestly, I put it aside for now. Like I made it through my D-Rusts of normal campaign and campaign plus, and got like 6 or 7 PBs amongst all those, which honestly was pretty good.
Yep. Time for another Infinity Drive glut.
Oh my god.
Charity again?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I did play, a handful of those, and I think I'm 50-50 on clears for those with this last set, which is not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad considering. Oh, dear.
Sorry, I brought up the Wikipedia article for Radiant Silvergun because I was curious about whether it was a prequel or not. And it is. It is a prequel to Ikaruga.
Okay.
But the composer is Hitoshi Sakimoto. Did not realize. So this is probably a Square game of some kind at some point. Probably.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'll look into it. Anyway, sorry.
Okay.
I just happened to completely
right.
ADHD. Well, let's go.
Glad you confirmed it was a prequel because I can never remember. I know we talk about it every time. Like every time we do SBC and somebody's playing, either Radiant Silvergun or whatever. It's just like, oh yeah, it's very Ikaruga-like, blah, blah, blah.
I misread that. Wait, no, I did not God damn it. This sentence. It received a spiritual successor in the form of...
Ikaruga. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
yeah, like, I was right, and then I was wrong, and then I misread it, and then I misread it again, and... yeah. Brain tired.
Very eepy. Okay, yeah, so I set aside the Salt Android Cactus again for long plays, and I got back into Noida. There was a significant content update to it recently, like last month or so. A lot of endgame stuff, so stuff I'm probably never going to see. But I also made the mistake, of trying out the first-person mod to Noita.
Huh.
It's as terrifying as it sounds. Unfortunately, it's not very ergonomic.
Okay.
Like, it's not even a fun frustrating. It's just frustrating.
Okay.
So I spent like 20 minutes with it. I'm just like, no, that's all right. We'll go back to normal Noida, quote unquote normal Noida. And that's been fun. From last session, last Sunday, I still have an active run going. Which is unusual, but I've got the correct set of things to not die. Don't really have a whole...
Says.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I'll be resuming it on this Sunday, of course, but
Fair.
I can't imagine it's going to go very long unless I find a few other utility things that I need to be able to continue to explore. Because it's very important that you have an ability to tunnel and an ability to move higher than your normal levitate will take you, and blah blah blah, and hopefully something to speed you up, or maybe some way to heal, and all that sort of thing. But most of those things do not align at all ever. But that's been fun, so I'm going to continue going with that. Outside of all the streaming stuff, I did play a rather significant amount of Helldivers, as mentioned before. I had forgotten that even the original Helldivers was by default online. So I started up a couple runs, did a few playthroughs or whatever of missions, and then on one mission I got some rando joining in. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, right. Oops. By default, it's on. It's like, oh, shit. So, I mean, it was fine. It was fine. They didn't troll me or grief me or anything. They actually helped out quite a bit. But then after that mission was done, I'm like, nope, we got to turn that off. I'm not interested in this. Which is unfortunate because the whole game, like Helldivers in general, is built around, you cooperate with people. Like you pull together up to 4 people and you go off and do these things, and it's a lot of fun. But it's just like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to bother. And I can only go so far as one person that's taking on these missions that are for 4 people. So I can only do so much. But even so, it's a lot of fun. And I'm hoping Helldivers 2 gets a little bit more sorted out, aside from Sony backing off of the things we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
Which actually might necessitate a new graphics card, actually. This thing's limping along.
Oh, that's the 2070?
1070.
What?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, 7-ish years now. So, we'll see what happens with that. Outside of that, I've been playing a little bit of Sopwith. Notable for the fact that it is 40 years old. That game is. First released April 24th, 1984.
Okay.
It is a shmup, in fact. It is a shmup, and it does shmup things. It has very shmup mechanics, and it even loops like most shmups do. So 1984, they were already doing shmup things, which is funny. Which drove me to submit it as one of the poll choices for shmups for May. It didn't win, obviously, since we're playing R-Type Leo. But it was very fun to see.
Huh.
It has been ported to a number of modern things. In fact, it's still got an SDL port that is actively being developed. So modern PCs, go grab an SDL build of Sopwith and play it. It's really fun.
Seems good.
And it's awesome CGA 4-color.
Hell yeah.
PC speaker tunes, baby.
Beep beep.
It is pretty good. I do remember playing it a lot way back in the day, back when it was still relevant for its time. Outside of that, I've been playing a little bit of Glyphica as well. The demo to Glyphica, it's not out fully, but I can best describe it as a survivors-like typing game.
Oh,
so,
I guess that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, So if you're familiar with Typing of the Dead,
I am.
And the various other keyboard typing, learning, entertainment type stuff, it's very much like that, but wrapped up in a survivors-like shell. It's very interesting. It's fun. I know it's coming out soon. The full release is coming out soon. But I picked up the demo just to see what it was about, and it was surprisingly compelling. Not much for typing games of that ilk, but this was fun. I enjoyed just a quick spin up and type until you get a little under the gun a bit, and then it all falls apart, and you're like, okay, that's enough for now.
The first typed word in their demo video was bark.
Nice.
Yep.
There you go. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And beyond that, I've been playing a few Doom 2 randomizers as well. That's been fun. That's been fun. In fact, I still have one waiting for me to finish it, so still got the server for it up. But yeah, it's been my 2 months in games, I suppose. Quite a few.
No.
Uh-oh.
I always get very worried when I see things like Steam is learning about this game.
Brought-row.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. Let's get the bad things away with some more tunes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's start with a remix from VVV entitled Vigorous Pace by Gaspode, followed by a remix from Gunman Clive 2 entitled High Clive by Jan Wake and Minus World, and then finishing off with a remix from Donkey Kong Country 2 entitled Prismatic by Mental. All right, let's make a game.
Hell yeah.
.net. Sponsored by Let's Make a Game. No, we're not sponsored, but it would be kind of funny if we were, since we use their tools quite often, once a month, in fact.
Oh yes.
All right, so on to the ad hoc design tonight. We need to hit up Let's Make a Game.net, figure out what we're dealing with restrictions wise here. So 1 inch of theme and genre and rule, and I can never remember the fourth one. Setting? Okay, there we go.
So yeah, we're gonna have at least one of each of those. Sometimes it's two. I don't think I've ever seen it go above two. But the way this works is we launch the page, and the thing that appears on the page launch is not something we can use, but it is something that we will give as an example of how things work. We have the opportunity to then roll up to 3 times. We cannot go back to previous rolls to reuse what we gave up on. And once we hit the 3rd one, we can't go any further. We have to make whatever that game is.
Mm-hmm. That has been a frequent happenstance, as it turns out. We like to leave it to the last one. Very occasionally we've done off the first one, right? I think maybe like in the single digits number of times. But It's mostly been the 3rd one, and the slightly less off in the 2nd one, and very rarely the 1st one.
We tend to like our spice of adventure, we'll call it.
We do. But oftentimes, like the first one are just like, yeah, we could do something with this, but it's not very interesting or fun, or it writes itself, and it's just not. There's nothing that we need to do with it. So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's just how the algorithm works for that site. Who knows?
All right. Well, are we ready?
I think we are ready. Well, what's the first one that popped up that we are not able to use?
Oh, that's what I was going to get into.
Okay,
so this one is our example of what exactly you can expect to hear. So for this, we have 1 each of a genre, rule, setting, and theme. The genre is music. The rule is build the level as you play, or build the level you play, rather. The setting is modern day, and the theme is descent into madness. Yeah, that is quite the eclectic group of things.
That last one is really the curveball. Okay.
I could see this being some sort of like futuristic resource pack for Minecraft that uses note blocks. So I don't know, something like that. But that is an example of a thing that you could do with things that are given. We are about to push the generate button for the first time. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. We've done this. All right, so there's 1 each. Genre is shoot 'em up. The rule is everything has a cost. The setting is mythology.
Oh boy.
And the theme is satire. So I'm
wow, okay.
So Gods with Guns.
Is that another entry in the beloved long-running Gods with Guns series?
So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Gods with Gun, the game that will not die, please go and check out zerohour-productions.net and check out our show notes to see exactly where it's all appeared.
That's a great subtitle, actually. The game that will not die would be like a good 4th or 5th subtitle.
Yeah, that is okay. That's
goodness.
another shit. We probably have a TV tropes for this show, honestly.
I imagine.
So a trope of ours is when we get something truly zany that we just kind of get cracked with. It typically ends up with a lot of subtitles. So this is one such game.
Shoot 'em up. Everything has a cost. Mythology and satire, huh? Yeah, like that. It's hard not to see a Gods with Guns here, honestly. It really is.
I pushed that generate button, I looked down, and it was just like...
Okay, well, considering we've done at least 2 of these in the past, I think
and
this is
the last was not terribly far back.
Right.
Let's be real.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I think this is a pretty safe pass that we're moving on to at least roll 2.
The universe really, really wanted another Gods with Guns. Let's be real.
Man. It must be in high demand.
I'll tell you what. If we happen to roll another thing that could conceivably be Gods with Guns, we'll go with it.
I think by law we would have to at that point, right? Okay.
All right. I will hit generate. We'll see what the fates have in store for us here.
We get shoot 'em up again.
Oh my god.
Oh no! Of course, it's worse. But
All right. So the genre is adventure.
okay, pretty reasonable.
All right. So
The pause is very telling.
this may sound like a familiar thing to you.
Oh no.
The rule is start with nothing.
Okay.
I'll go with the theme. The theme is the search for identity.
Jeez, wow, that is a popular one.
And the setting is ancient Rome.
What the hell? Why is this the Gods with Guns spinoff? Or Caesar's Pyramid Tits spinoff, I guess. Which was last time, actually.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, man.
We can really chance it by going for rule number 3, but it really wants.
But I just... I think we have to. Like,
I think we do.
This one isn't great. This one isn't even like Gods with Guns material. This is not good.
Okay, so all right. I have a proposition considering that this I feel like given the circumstances, we should combine roll 1 with roll 2. I realize this is a deviation from things, however.
And I don't suppose you saved roll 1, right? I can control Z back to this.
I was going to say,
there.
you have the power of Z.
Okay.
All right, no,
well,
I did not.
I'll keep those kind of in mind then.
Okay. Maybe as like the Clarbrun of game design inferences, I guess. The hint of a flavor of.
I see. Like the small amount of fart water that is LaCroix.
Yes, pretty much. So, okay, like, we will lean heavily into adventure as the genre with the rule of start with nothing, the setting of ancient Rome, the theme of search for identity. Wow, this really is The Legend of Zelda, except in Rome. Okay.
It kind of is. Yeah. So wait, your proposition then is to just take these two, mash them up, and not do roll 3? Or was the proposition if roll 3 really fucking stinks?
No, this is a the fates have decided that they want another Gods with Guns.
I see. Okay,
should we choose to keep this roll, I feel we should be able to also use some influence from the first roll.
I see.
So the decision is yours.
Hmm.
Do we want another Gods with Guns?
I mean, like, I won't say no to another Gods with Guns.
Okay. Weigh that against the possibility of the third being a real shitstorm.
Yeah, that's what I'm always worried about. Because, let's be honest, these first two rolls were not, like, so terrible that we had nowhere to go but up.
Correct.
So there's always the possibility that number 3 is another match 3 patriotism thing.
But that could be fun. Who knows?
It could be fun.
Ooh. I have a secondary, perhaps spicier proposition.
Okay, sure. Why not? Well, if we're breaking from principles already, who knows?
If the third roll happens to be literally anything that we can turn into a Gods with Guns spin-off,
then
do that.
Are we doing a three mashup with all 3?
It remains to be seen.
Okay. Well, The
choice is yours.
Why is the choice mine?
Because you're the one typing.
Oh, no. You know, I think we've been running this like true ad hoc design enough that I'm okay with combining the first 2 rolls for another Gods with Guns. My worry is that eventually, and we've already seen this across multiple roles, across multiple nights, is that we're seeing a lot of repeats.
We are.
Um,
That kind of has me leaning in the direction of choosing the third role and having some fun with it.
okay. All right.
And
Then,
by it, I mean, if we enjoy the flavor of Gods with Guns, why not add nacho cheese and a fuck ton of salt to it?
okay. I'm into a savory Gods with Guns.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna push the generate button one more time,
I'll hang on to these other two just in case
just
we
in case.
decide to go back to them. All right. All right. Proceed.
Okay. Holy fuck. I can't make this up.
Oh no! Did we get the Gods with Guns trifecta tonight?
We did. All right, so the
Excellent.
genre is twin stick shooter.
Oh, excellent. See, all right, I'm into a twin stick Gods with Guns. I'm into it. All
the
right.
rule is you are your enemy. The setting is military. The theme is Battle of Wits.
Okay, you know what? That's all right.
So,
Now.
this is a true Gods with Guns franchise entry.
You know, I'm just gonna preface the title with that right away.
You got to make sure that you have the appropriate amount of Z's.
Gods with Guns, right? The
Yeah.
two Z's is definitely there.
Yep.
I'm
Okay.
gonna put a preemptive colon in there too because I know we're gonna have at least one subtitle, if not more.
There's a colon joke in there somewhere.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, so, all right. Twin stick shooter. It's already better than shmup. Haha. The rule is you are your enemy. The setting is military. The theme is Battle of Wits. All right, with this in mind, Gods with Guns, etc., part 75. Yeah, so gods being the ancient Greek gods. Love it. They had guns. They fought each other. They kept not dying. They kept fighting each other and not dying.
Because what else are you gonna do when you not die?
Yeah, pretty much. So, like, yeah, honestly, the whole Battle of Wits thing here actually adds a dynamic to the Gods with Guns franchise that did not exist before. Battle of Wits, I can actually see that. And that's pretty cool because you have some shit going on like you would have with Hades. You are literally using the brains that you have in order to take the resources people give you out of love, admiration, charisma, whatever, and forge your way out of hell. I like the Battle of Wits thing.
So, remind me if you remember about the previous Gods with Guns entries. Was the idea to escape the immortality of being a god with a gun? To break out of that, I guess it's a time loop. Sure, why not? Was that the overarching thing we did for at least one Gods with Guns title?
Holy fuck. All right, so I searched the backlog of our show notes for specifically Gods with Guns. It auto-completed my suggested search. Thank you, whatever bullshit AI there is. I'm just going to quickly go back and have a look at round 37.
37 was the first Gods with Guns? Incredible.
No, maybe. No, that is World of Gun Gods, apparently. Oh, shit. That's a prototypical archetype that we used in the future. We didn't even realize it. Well, fuck.
Did we do the whole Z thing at the end too? Ah, nuts.
No, we didn't. But that was my game design, actually, because we did split game designs back in the day.
That's right, before we did the actual true ad hoc thing.
Well, okay. Cool. I'm going to go back, not as far back now, and we're looking at round 87, creating a new normal. I know that is where Gods with Guns came in. Yes.
Yeah, there were
no, that wasn't even the full title. The beginning was Dueling Deities, Bloody Hell, featuring Gods with Guns Part 3.5, Gods Gone Wild.
Right, because then it wasn't until round 112, Repeatable Sins, where we got the Gods with Guns.
Wow, we really
sequel.
played into that episode title. I liked that. That's good shit.
And
okay.
That one was Gods with Guns, the begunning, the gun that shot me.
All right. Yeah. Yep.
Excellent.
All right. And that
Yep.
was not even 9 rounds ago. Holy shit. Yeah. We're
Yeah.
off to a start. I won't say it's a
There.
good one.
I'm gonna say it's a good one.
All
Like,
right.
this is
Fair.
great.
That's fair. So we went from dueling. Okay. No, actually, what is this? War of the Gun Gods or whatever the fuck the first one was, and then we just kind of like built on that with dueling deities. And you have the alliteration going on, the consonants even. So dueling deities, bloody hell featuring gods with guns, part 3.5, gods gone wild. All right, so
Wow, these are all actually different shooters as well.
yep, I like it actually quite.
What was your World of God guns or whatever? Which one
Yeah,
was that?
that one. Let's see here actually. So cheering the free kind was the round 37 title. The design that I made here was a world maker plus FPS.
Okay.
So it was stylized realism like Halo. It had modern orchestral with electronic elements for its music. It was twin stick controller or keyboard and mouse. So that's fun. All right. So we already were kind of leaning into the twin stick thing to begin with. Obviously, guns too. The story there was you and your god companions awaken in a bland, flat land, left to your wits and ability to generate large explosions. It's up to you to form the land into the most ultimate of FPS arenas to farm the most engaging training grounds for the most elite fighting race in the history of the universe. Initially, you and your god companions are weak. Your powers must develop. The more creative you are with what energy and materials you have, the greater your reward. Initially, you have no inventory. Battle armor and the ability to form somewhat precise seismic events, but as time goes on, weaponry is found in the rubble, and the items you gain, or you find rather, can be crafted into bigger, better, and more advanced things, like guns and triggers can be formed into turrets, and seismic power can be captured. Oh, wow. Yeah, I got real into this. All right, so the objective for this game was you and your companions are gun gods in an unrefined world. It's up to you to terraform the land into the best and most entertaining deathmatch arenas possible with what tools, abilities, and energy you have available as time progresses.
Okay, yeah, that is startlingly similar to then our round 87 dueling deities, etc.
Yep.
Which was FPS arena-ish shooter, but tank controls, which is a weird choice, but we were probably feeling it that night. So FPS's definitely on the docket, and then round 112, Gods with Guns, the beginning, the gun that shot me, was run and gun.
Yep.
And now tonight, I guess we're back to twin stick shooter.
It's true. It's true.
Excellent. All right. So this is, I guess, technically entry 4 in the Gods with Guns mega series.
I feel like it's appropriate now to make references to World of Gun Gods.
Yeah, I think so. This has been around long enough that that callbacks are probably required.
And also the requirement for puns, of course.
Yes,
so
naturally.
Round 112, let's see here. The begunning was already used. All right, that's fine. There's obviously caliber jokes to be made. I like that the first design element that I think of are puns. All right, good. We're off to a fantastic start.
Look, sometimes the titles are the worst part to try to come
honestly,
up with.
yeah, because I really do feel like, especially with this particular franchise, the title will very much inform the decisions on everything to deal with design.
I'm gonna make an executive decision here then and put our first subtitle as Guns for Hire.
I like it. All right.
Guns with a Z, naturally.
Yep.
But that does not preclude further subtitles. But
the number 4.
Guns for Hire. I get
there
it.
There you go.
That's great. Incredible.
It beguns. All right.
And then I'm gonna slam them all together.
Yep. Please do.
Because like that stylistic choice.
Yep. As we are known to do.
Right.
All right. So, can we make a joke about twin stick specifically? Can we be that self-referential to the genre?
Probably.
All right.
Let's go through more of the design, and maybe that'll
Okay.
jump
Okay.
out.
That's neat.
So what else do we have here? You are your enemy, military, and battle of wits, huh?
Yeah. So with the military, oh god, terrible pun, and I don't like it. The military flair.
I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That implies the notion of teams and factions.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it's twin stick though. If this were another FPS, this would be leaning into like a Team Fortress or any other squad-based shooter, essentially, right?
All right, so I'm wondering how we can shoehorn capture the flag into a twin stick. Actually, hey, I've got an idea. You can choose your ammunition. The ammunition can be a utility item as well as an offensive item. So if you wanted to pass the flag, you could use a special kind of ammunition or weapon or something to shoot the flag at a teammate. Piercing weapon, of course. Railgun? I like railguns.
Railguns are fun.
Yeah. It has to be a railgun. Let's do that.
Okay.
Now it's a flagpole gun. Not
ouch.
Not in text, but let's say in spirit. Yeah, so that's a thing. I like that. So it is truly a we're not going to call it a flag. It's going to be something else, but it's a capture the thing. You have to pass it off to teammates by means of shooting them and shrug. There's one game mode.
Very good. All right, so team-based, you're supposed to overtake enemy territory, I guess.
Yep. Ooh, actually, this could be a right. It could be
take enemy territory.
Yeah, the way that you win, that you most effectively play is that you do not shoot the enemy. Because if you shoot the enemy, you're giving them whatever this thing is back.
I see. And
so this instead turns into a game of skill shots.
So, and since we're dealing with gods here, we've established in many other games are immortal, shooting your enemies doesn't do anything, right? Ultimately, it might stun them briefly, but
maybe
it's more worthwhile to shoot the flag amongst your teammates.
That actually does bring about an interesting element that we can consider. If you shoot your teammate with the wrong thing, it could actually harm them, but not like a kill you outright kind of thing. It's like a giving you a debuff of sorts, like kryptonite for Superman or whatnot. Okay. So,
shooting participants confers various buffs or debuffs.
Yep. You have to be wise with what you decide to shoot with. Like, don't cover Hermes in wax. Like, that's just mean.
That is mean.
Yeah.
Poor Hermes. What did he do? He deserved that.
Something about the sun. But anyway.
That's Icarus.
Whatever.
But Hermes is supposed to be fast, so, shooting wax at somebody's supposed to be fast is probably a bad idea.
You know what? Great. I love it. Thank you for the save. All right. So, man, I am not up in my gods. That's okay. I will be after I'm shot by them.
Research your guns, and then the gods will follow.
I suppose so. I suppose. I am really thinking of, and this is so bad, Smash Brothers Temple map. Like,
okay.
That gives me the vibes of the kind of like knocked over rock formations and the elevation changes and the places to hide and the whatnot that I can kind of think of what might be there at the Acropolis or whatever the fuck we're talking about. Like, it can be up in the sky somewhere. I don't give a shit. Whatever god things we want to god. Yeah, God. Yep. All right. Brains off the rails already.
Every god for their gun.
Yeah, there you go.
There's another subtitle.
With another number 4.
Every god for their gun. There we go. That's excellent. I like how this is shaping up.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Gods before country.
Before, and the four has to be in there, right?
Yep.
Gods before country. Okay.
Oh.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so do we cut the title at 4 segments, or do we have to have a 4th subtitle?
I
guess we
had
can...
already been thinking about this and wondering how I could tokenize this in my head.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I think we need a 4th subtitle.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, and it's got to be impact font. Specifically for the 4th subtitle.
Do I have that available? Oh no, I don't.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's not
you
in
can just
here.
take it. It's fine.
Yeah.
All
right, I'll do the whole. Whatever.
I love it. That's lovely.
That'll work.
All
Okay.
right, big fan. All right, so we'll eventually accidentally come up with something awful and put that in as the 4th subtitle. Love it. All right, cool. So you shoot each other to pass things around to keep them out of the hands of the opposing gods.
Right.
Cool.
You also shoot each other to convey buffs to your friends, debuffs to your enemies, and or maybe just boost them along to help them out.
Yep.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
You only get a certain amount of both kinds of ammunition per se.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Limited amount, pickups around the map or whatever you're doing.
So, actually, on that note, too, you can debuff the opposite team much the same. You can accidentally debuff your own folks by shooting the wrong shit. So that's cool. I kind of like the idea of a roster that doesn't change, i.e. the team composition is always the same. So, like, you don't have different mixes of gods on each team.
Okay.
That not necessarily like a bad gods versus good gods thing, but just like
just various...
something so like people can kind of like find a niche identity of a god that they really like to work with and how they work with the others on the team. That would be kind of cool.
So this is like a class-based shooter essentially now.
Honestly, you know what?
That's fine. Like I'm into it.
Oh shit! Now you have me thinking of Greek versus Roman gods.
Ooh. I mean, that would be
actually that's it. Those are the factions. Cool. I love it. All right. So we are literally having Eastern Europe, or excuse me, West European warfare back in who knows when. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Greek versus Roman gods. There we go. 4th installment of the Gods with Guns. I'm going to call it a mega series. Greek versus Roman gods.
Yep.
I'm going to do mega series with a Z because we're doing that. All right. Okay. Yep. Very good. That's the hook. That's our story.
It is. Yep.
That's all we got. That's all we need.
You have to battle for supremacy and some artifact that you're keeping away from the other team. I don't know. Shrug.
Okay. Good. All right. So this is a twin stick shooter.
It is. Yep.
That doesn't necessarily force us to be top down, even though that's generally what I think of anyways when I think of twin stick. It can be like side-scrolling platformer type thing, like a Soldat. I do like Soldat.
So another thing that you could consider is that it could be a third-person shooter that uses twin stick.
That is true. Good old Risk-Arene 2 vibe to it. I like that.
I like that actually quite a bit.
Okay, so
that would bring much more of a being aware of who's doing what and when. I like that. Let's actually go that route.
Okay.
I want to place an emphasis on creating battlegrounds, arenas, whatever you want to call them, that reward creativity. So skill shots using the environment using specific buffs and debuffs in specific scenarios in order to do something silly, that kind of thing. Wow, this really is starting to sound TF2 like. Eh. Um,
I'd rather Hue TF2 versus Fortnite, so that's good.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't really feel like thinking about Peter Griffin fighting the gods right now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
More than fair.
Although it would be funny to anyway. Hi. Yeah, so Greek versus Roman gods, creative use of weapons, ammunition, and the terrain they're in. Yeah. No, this is shaping up to be something that's actually kind of cogent.
That's not just a shitpost.
Yeah, which is good but surprising.
Right.
I am a fan of this.
Okay. Utilize buffs, debuffs effectively to control the map and assist teammates.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. Good. What do our previous entries have for like graphic and audio style? Did we continue defining those?
The very first one, the archetypical gods with guns,
The
specifically,
World of Gun Gods.
World of Gun Gods was specifically stylized realism.
Okay.
Going back to Dueling Deities, Bloody Hell, featuring Gods with Guns, Part 3.5, Gods Gone Wild. Graphic style is visual clarity is paramount. Simplistic, solid colors, a la Pet the Pup at the Party. Interesting. So that's quite a different stylistic choice there. 112, we did not put anything.
We did not fill it in because we just kind of leaned
we
into the
knew what
other
it
things.
was.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about at this point, given, let's go cell shaded.
Cell shaded. Okay.
Yep. I'm feeling like this could be.
It's not like the super simple one of the dueling deities, but it's not like the stylized realism of World of Gun Gods.
Yeah.
The other one didn't have an entry, so yeah.
I'm feeling that this is going to be. Not in. Okay, the feel could be similar. Not in design choice at all similar to Borderlands, but the presentation of the graphics is similar to Borderlands. It's kind of what I'm feeling.
Okay. So
I do want there to be like a wide range of colors so that it's kind of visually apparent what's happening when and like a good amount of contrast. But I don't want it to be like Splatfest kinds of contrast.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. I get you. I'm into it. Audio style. Do we care?
Honestly, it's probably going to be like
you're the
grungy
bigger
metal
audio
with
one.
a bunch of sound effects and shit. Like, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, whatever matches for that, I guess we can leave it.
Yep. Haha, matches. Anyway. Yeah. I do think that having special visual and audio effects for certain creative achievements or effects and things like that, good. Lean into that shit. Actually, lean into it real hard. Yeah.
I was thinking very shitposty, and it's probably too shitposty now for this particular title, but like the old cartoon Batman, zing and pow and whatever, and I don't think that would work well for this.
I mean,
actually.
not necessarily, but there are certain things that would be comedic if done at the right times.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just leave that out of there.
Yeah, the thing that I want to avoid is like having the cool shit happen too often. Yeah. Or at least like if it's a particularly cool shit, then make it like you actually have to earn it.
Right. It can't be like supremely predictable either. You can't be like, oh yeah, obviously that's how it's done. No, it's gotta be and this is gonna be probably revealing a few of my prejudices, but it's got to be something that's not like Steam Chivo garbage. Like where you're given the name of it, it's just like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah. What you instantly made me think of when you started going into how you wanted to describe that was, oh, it's going to be shmup levels of bullshit for finding the pattern. Like, what's the trigger for this?
Yeah.
What 3 things do you have to do within the 7-second period or something?
Yeah, it shouldn't require a flowchart. It really shouldn't.
But some of it could be, and it could be fun.
Some of it could be, but it shouldn't be like, oh, I have to make sure I do these 4 or 5 things in this exact sequence, and this it should be a little bit looser than that. More.
I think like having some more secret things like that would be kind of fun, but not the primary focus.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got to make them work for it.
You do. You have to earn it.
Yep.
You're a god with a guns. You have to earn this.
And why my brain went to until the glue gets soft, I don't know. But yep. Correct. Yeah.
Okay, and then I guess we're down to just nailing down our 4th subtitle.
It's true.
Gods with guns, guns for hire, every god for their gun, gods before country.
Forewarning.
Forewarning. Oh no.
I mean, it's not the strongest choice, but it did just come to mind as you prompted.
That's fair.
Yeah. It is the 4th subtitle for the 4th game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was forthcoming. Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
I mean, you could use that one instead if you'd like.
No, I'm thinking of a different genre of offshoot. Okay. Yeah.
Nah. I think we've made one of those before.
We have, but not within the Gods with Guns universe. I'm gonna take out this
real lightning. Anyway,
impact fucking brackets out of there. There we go. Now it all fits on one line. So then the official title, if we're good with signing off on this, is Gods with Guns, guns for hire, every god for their gun, gods before country, forewarning.
Yep.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. Also going to get rid of the other 2 sets of things that we're not going to use. So
yeah, that's great.
We're back to oops.
We didn't even need them. It was great. I guess.
Just these. Okay, good.
Some descriptor that might not be great, but that's fine.
There we are. Oh dear. So now my kind of side curiosity is now if we search for gods again in our document store, will it bring up this fresh one immediately? It sure does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Now the question is, how many results does it show?
It shows the 3. It shows the 3 because the initial one did not use the gods with the Z.
That's true. However, I did search for gods with guns, and that one did show up because it had GODS in it. So
interesting.
Yeah, I mean that was in the full list. That wasn't in the drop down suggested. But
oh, okay.
So
yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
I did not mean gods with guns with S's.
Correct.
Good try though, Google.
God.
So wait, what are these other ones then? What's round 91? Why did that pick up?
Well, it didn't show up for me. Did we mention gods?
I don't think so. Let's do an internal search of this one. Oh, because I played Curse of the Dead Gods. Apparently.
Oh wow, that's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what else we had here. Oh, they'd even added another one here. Okay, no, we had round 37 in there. This is the initial one. Round 112 was last, the most recent one besides tonight, which is round 121. Why is round 30 in here?
Huh.
it's from another one of your ad hoc designs.
Oh no, what
Something
did I make?
something voice of God.
Oh shit, I see Alan Rickman
Yeah,
mentioned. All right,
Alan
good
Rickman's
shit.
in there. Okay, Google's playing a little bit fast and loose with the search term there. Got me excited for no reason, but yeah, that's good stuff.
That's okay. In another 9 rounds, we'll make another Gods with Guns, I guess.
If we're lucky.
If we're lucky, yeah. We were triply blessed tonight into making this decision.
You know,
so.
I'm just gonna non sequitur post this somewhere, this title, and see what kind of reaction I get.
All right, please do. Which server is it going on to?
Into mine.
Ah.
I'm just gonna slap it into general, I think. What's the thing there? I think it's underscores, right? There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
All right.
I'll check in with that later and see if it does what I want it to do.
It is now official. It has shipped.
It is there. Oh man. Okay, so I really like this. You know, shitpost aside, I really like this.
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty solid. Huh.
Ha.
Don't let your memes be dreams, I guess.
Do not, unless they are gods with guns, and you know, make them real, and then also have them be a dream.
Well, you know, it's fine. You can't die.
You cannot die. That's the problem that they're running into, I think.
Gunning into.
Gunning into.
Mm-hmm.
What have we gun ourselves into?
Hey, I'm gonna leave. That was the joke.
Okay.
That's all.
Get out. Get out.
Fine. All right. Well.
All
It's
right.
about that time.
It is really about the time. That's actually perfect. It's a good wrap up.
Hey.
So with our design completed of the 4th title in the Gods with Guns mega series here,
Oh yeah.
is there anything more we need to impart? Otherwise, we can wrap up for tonight.
I think I'm good to go.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you once again for joining us, everyone. I'm MrBond.
And I'm Tormod.
We'll leave you with our typical closing track, a remix from Final Fantasy Mystic Quest entitled Forest Through the Trees by Shay's Violin. Good night, everybody.
Ciao.